Sometimes it just gets down to this lighter repair. I got this Flaminaire F12 here. I had a little leak. That's the top valve here. I tried repairing this. This is where this is the top of the lighter here, as far as the tank goes, and this is where your burner valve goes into right here. Well, no matter what kind of O-ring I put on top, I had a leak around this base, and I thought it was around the base. I tried many O-rings, and of course my eyes aren't as good as they used to be, and I kind of finally figured out that the leak was coming from the side of the tank down here. I tried to solder it, but you know, sometimes no matter what, you just gotta take things apart and clean them up and put a new fresh bead of solder in there and start all over. That's what I'm going to have to do with this tank here. This is the bottom part, goes to the filler valve. Take it out. Alright. I'm going to have to get my Dremel in here and get off all this solder on here that I can, and sand things down and put it back together and lay a new solder. I mean, sometimes, guys, you can solder things and fix it, and sometimes you just can't get solder to flow. You know, like sometimes it just doesn't want to do it. You just got to kind of clean out your parts and just start again. And unfortunately, with this lighter, this is what I'm going to have to do. So we're keep from fighting it any longer. That's just exactly what I want to do. So this here actually screws into this, but screws at the very top. Make sure I don't lose these. You guys out there is maybe want to work on one of these lighters. This is the valve assembly to one. I put a new ring or seal on this one. See if I can zoom in a little bit. Put a new seal on this one. Goes over like that. Of course, inside the bottom part of this valve is a spring. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this all screwed down or not. There could possibly be a little bit of solder left in there from desoldering that, but that's how your filler valve on a Flaminaire comes apart. I kind of burgered that up trying to get that out. These things are in there, people. So if you're trying to get one of these apart and you don't have the appropriate tools, which I didn't, I'm going to have to hand make one. Now that spring steel and temper and harden it. It's a hex wrench, an Allen wrench, but you know, I had 1, 1.5, and 2. The Allen, that one size on this is like about 1.62 or something. So it's a custom freaking wrench, and you know, and usually on these lighters are custom tools, and you got to make them. Well, I just decided I was going to tear this apart, and I thought it actually come apart up top here, but it comes apart at the base, okay? Just so you'll know, it unscrews there. So if you're going to try to get one of these apart, you just might have to put some heat on it. Just keep that in mind. Alright. Of course, there's the valve. I rebuilt this valve assembly down here on it. I put a new seat in the bottom and a new filter down here. I put some new cotton in the bottom and a new wick. Okay. Be careful when you're tearing these apart too. This little flame, burner flame area right here, you don't want to break that off. They're soldered in there, but you don't want to break that off, so be really careful. So I'm going to go ahead and it's a little late right now, but I'll probably finish this up on the weekend when I'm not so tired, you know, working all day and coming home and working on some of these lighters. Sometimes it's really needs some clear focus, you know, to make sure that you got it going good. So also too, I got a little mark right there and on the side of the tank right here, so you'll know how this goes back together. Alright, that way when you're putting your valve in there, everything's got to be just right. Anyway, it is what it is. So there's everything, excuse me, there's everything on F12. You disassemble one, or as parts goes. If you ever want to work on one of these, hopefully you won't have the problem I did. What I want to tell you too, why I got you here. This is the valve that works for pulling up when you, hold on here, let me get my good lighter here. When you spring that up, alright, this is what you're pulling up on. Let air through the outlet here. Okay, this is what you're pulling up on. Now this assembly, it goes down into this, because this is two pieces. This top part pulls out from this part. Let me here. This top part here pulls out from this part. There's a little base in there. I got this and actually drove down a little bit further than I like, but before I try to pull it out again, I'm going to see if it works. But when you go to separate these, you just got to pull up on this. They're in there by pressure. So there's no screw. I thought it screwed out, but it didn't. So you just got to pull this up hard enough to separate it from this angle here. And the best way to do that is just leave everything like this screwed into the tank and this in, because there's no room to, you know, to put something on there to kind of pry up. So leave everything in the tank and grab something. Grab this and try to pull out straight or pry out as straight as you can, and rebuild the interior there with a new you know, silicone seal or something. Alright, hopefully that helps somebody who might be wanting to repair their F12.